Local kids are brightening up an eyesore near the University of New Mexico. The elementary and middle school kids are painting a mural on a 200-foot-long fence in front of the site for UNM's new bookstore. You may remember the controversy this fall about cutting down trees for that bookstore.
The idea of the seascape kind of brought a very neutral ground to all of this. For one thing, it didn't bring up an issue of environmental. It's not a protest thing. It's very educational.
The painting is of an ocean scene with dolphins and whales. Life is short, but art is long.
A message some Wilson Middle School students embraced when art programs were cut from many of the city's public schools. These students are using their imaginations to fill the void those cuts created and are also using their imaginations to get a handle on art for art's sake.
This is a collaboration of kids that their ideas about living here in Albuquerque, and they wanted to make sure that it was a mural that had a lot to do with their surroundings.
The Natural High program at the University of New Mexico sponsors these budding artists. 10-week program will be complete on Monday.
Great, good for them. We are all out of time for now.
See you at 10.
Tonight, local youngsters are getting the opportunity to make a fresh start.
The program is giving at-risk juveniles the chance to change their ways. The New Directions program, as it's called, is teaching kids ages 10 to 13 about leading healthy and productive lives. Their latest project includes redesigning the 20-year-old mural in front of the Reed Whipple Center. Organizers say the task teaches kids the rewards of positive actions and helps increase their self-esteem. In addition, the community will reap the benefits of all their hard work when the mural is unveiled later this month.
Is giving them help with their homework, and it's also giving them some creative ways to stay out of trouble. Colleen May has their story.
Ted is just one of many at-risk teens who is brushing up on his art skills instead of spending time on the streets.
Gives me a little more self-confidence. People don't recognize me for bad grades, and they say, oh, it's Ted, he got bad grades. Hey, it's Ted, he turned his grades around. He's getting good grades. He's being a good kid again. I like that.
Ted and the other kids here are taking part in an after-school program called New Directions. Funded by the state and county, it's an alternative for kids on probation. Instead of going to a youth camp or state training center, the judge can order at-risk teens to this 9-month program.
I think it's really helped me out. You know, before I came on this program, I wasn't getting too real good grades at all, D's and F's. But now I'm on here and I'm getting C's and B's, and they're still coming up.
This is a good program. If it wasn't for this, I'll be in juvie, locked up.
These kids are working with an artist to create a mural for the front of the Reed Whipple Cultural Center.
It looks good. Just like that. Perfect. It gives them also a sense that they are doing good for themselves as well as for the community, sense of awareness to who they are. I think self-esteem building too has a lot to do with that.
And when it's done, these kids will have an everlasting reminder of the work that they did.
Put a lot of work into it. It's going to look real good.
Colleen May, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
The relationship between the kids and the adults involved in the program doesn't end after the 9-month program is over. Many of the adults stay in touch and continue to offer guidance and support.
Artists are expressing their inner selves by way of the New Directions program, as Brian Willett explains.
What do you think? Perhaps a work by Matisse, Cézanne, Picasso? Nah. How about a Nathan, a Winston, or even an original Tiffany?
I think you did actually a very, very good job.
Hosted by the Reed Whipple Cultural Center, these creations are the work of 11 to 13-year-old artists who are part of the New Directions program.
New Directions is an early intervention program through Clark County Family and Youth Services. However, we have partnered with the City of Las Vegas and a professional artist and the Reed Whipple Center to allow these kids the opportunity to spend a day each week working on the arts, the visual mediums, the painting and ceramics and so forth. The way it got started was simply that we approached the city knowing that they had the Reed Whipple Center, that there was a lot of art interest within the city's Department of Parks and Leisure activities, and they responded positively to our overtures. And since it's about kids and kids don't care where they get in trouble, it's the kind of partnership that makes a lot of sense.
Making sense, Making time and making a place for kids who have been in trouble is just part of the job that art instructor Markus Tracy does in this program.
What we are seeing today is a development, basically a process. What we're doing is, it's not really like an art program, it's more of a developmental program where kids will experiment with arts. And the arts basically is the tool where the kids can build up self-esteem, their character, intuitiveness, and what it's all about is kind of showing that they can have a say in life.
And have a say they did, as the children were there to explain their own creations.
What does the box mean?
Stuff I like and about my family.
The Quasimodo mean?
A motto? Yeah. It's like, I put it on there because I like cars. It was a racing car, but I ain't put the stickers on. I got really creative about it, and I got to use whatever I want and whenever I want, bring it from home, and it got really creative.
I miss the surrealism and everything, so I just put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some lines, paint, and negatives, and string, and beads, and everything, and a bunch of sequins on the side. And then I put a bunch of pictures that really mean something to me.
This exhibition does more than just add new art to Las Vegas's cultural life. It puts new life into the self-esteem of the artists.
I mean, just to get those kinds of accolades, boost their self-esteem, makes them feel like they're worth something and that they can produce a work of art that is enjoyed by other people. It's a tremendous boost to their self-image.
As the images on the wall showcase the talent of these kids, it also shows them hope. And who knows, even Picasso started someplace. For City Beat, I'm Brian Willett.